as a millennial or as the oldest millennial, every generation, when you're the youngest generation that's kind of coming up, every generation gets a bad rap, right? Every generation feels the heat from the older generation, right? So before Gen Z, everyone was talking shit about millennials. They're lazy, they're entitled, they ain't doing nothing. But now the oldest millennials are turning 40 or 41 now. So it's like, all right, they're not kids anymore, right? So even before that, Gen X, they were all slackers, Dazed and Confused days, those movies. Baby boomers, who are basically our parents and beyond, or grandparents for some of you guys out there, they were the hippies, Woodstock. That was that kind of generation. So everyone wants to kind of put labels on different generations. Now, you guys are kind of the ones getting shitted on these days by media, Gen Z, what have you. But the reality is you guys are the future of America today. You guys are the future of society. So what are just real quick, what are some of the stereotypes that you've seen thrown your way being, young 20s? What have you seen?
I mean, Gen Z men these days, the stereotype is that they have no ambition, they have no drive, or they want to do something, but they don't go out and get it. I feel like that is a reality too. I feel like so many people see this quick success online. They might see my story and be like, oh, this guy, he made it, I could go ahead and do it too. Right. But they don't actually put in the effort to do it. It's like people that are in this generation are now more looking for like microwave success. Like they think that because they see somebody make it in 30 days, they're going to go out and do the same thing. They don't necessarily have that same patience that it requires to actually build something great. And I didn't really have that like ingrained in me. I just followed the process, and I've then understood that it takes time to build things. So, I learned it through that way. But that would be, I see the main thing with men that I see in my age bracket. They want to get rich quick, and they want to have success quick. The microwave generation. I told you the story about my buddy Marcelo Hernandez, who made it to SNL. When I met him, he was 19, trying to do stand-up at clubs, paid his dues, worked here, Valuetainment, only a day, did it, whatever. Next thing you know, he's 25 years old, he's on SNL. Yeah. But you weren't there 6-7 years ago when he was 18, 19, trying to do stand-up in the club. But that's a kid who recognized very early, I'm in it for the long haul. I love this. However long it takes, I'm in it. I don't think a lot of young people fully appreciate how long it takes to really reach success. People want immediate gratification, right? Yeah, well, like as a result, I think people are much more depressed because of it, because they feel like they should have something quicker, and they don't appreciate that it takes time to build something great. And what you realize when you do start to see things come together in your life is that journey, that long haul to build something, is the best part. Right. Even when you make your first million, first 10 million, you are so appreciative of those days that you were sleeping on the bunk bed, just trying to get it out of the mud. Like, those are the days that you respect the most. So like, to people out there, you have to understand that it's a marathon. And I know that's cliche, but it's true. Like, Adam, you've been in the game for a while, and now you're doing interviews with the top guys. Like, you started out a long time ago, and now you're getting it going. Bro, let me tell you how true that is, Jordan, how much I appreciate that, because not only do I do interviews, now people are starting to interview me, right? Yeah. So even when on Fresh Fit, they interviewed me. And imagine if so Adam, how'd you make your money? Yeah, bro, I just bought crypto. Now I'm a millionaire. What's up? Like, that's my story. But the reality was, I was sleeping on friends' couches. I was a party boy in South Beach. I had no direction. I had to move out of Miami into Boca. I started cold calling for 2 years before I made money. I'm dealing with struggles. I'm dealing with drama. Can't keep a girl because I'm broke as shit. Sleeping on couches. Finally, I make money. And like, the whole come up story is the whole premise of why you can appreciate having money, because I fucking came from nothing, and look at me now. But if you don't have that story, and if it's just a microwave story, it's like, I wanted money and I got it, and look at me now. It's like that. Nobody wants to hear that story. It's such a far-fetched idea, and it's what makes a great life. You watch these movies or these stories, like, the movie would be no fun if the guy just started and he got it and then credits roll. 100%. Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith. Rocky. Like, these stories are true testaments to what it takes to find success, love, happiness in life. It is a journey that we're all four of us still on today. So back to my initial point, that is sort of the knock on Gen Z, but it's also somewhat reality. Yeah, it's just, I think, to tie it all back together, is that our current generation, I think, has a harder time understanding that than ever, because they see so many success stories right in front of their faces all day long on YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok, and as a result, it makes them feel like, I'm doing something wrong, or I am not capable of doing this. When you are, you just have to put one foot forward and keep going every day. From your perspective, Mia, what kind of stereotypes do you see from regarding young women?
Elaborating more on what you said, I definitely do agree. As far as we are the generation that believes in instant success, kind of like a cup noodle, But what people don't realize is it is 10 years of hard work to have that overnight success. Like, for example, me, a lot of people, like when I just tell my story and I just tell it very quick, I'm just like, one day I just made a video and it got 25 million views and my life was different. But if we really elaborate on that and really analyze what I did, I've been making these videos since I was 12, getting comfortable in front of, acting in front of a camera alone in my room, editing, all of that stuff, honing, like perfecting the way that I deliver jokes, comedic timing, all of that stuff. So at the end of the day, we're used to instant gratification, especially with TikTok and YouTube. We get information so quickly. We don't have to work for it. We can become politicians with just tweeting something because we're also the generation of social justice warriors, pardon me. But I do think that there's a good and bad to that. I do feel like my generation is a little bit more sensitive, but it's also, wow, what a privilege that now we can voice these concerns that we have and ultimately make a movement. I think that the ball really is in Generation Z's court and how to focus on controlling your emotions, thinking more logically, and using the tools that we have been given as far as communication to really make an impact that is going to benefit the generations after us.
Yeah, everybody has a voice now.
Yeah, correct.
And that could be a good or a bad thing, but I think it could be net positive if people could listen to Mia, what she's saying here.
Yeah.
You guys ever had a beeper?
No.
My first phone though, it had like the little keyboard on it.
Oh yeah,
I was lit.
Listen, guys, I remember when beepers came on the scene. We're like, what? You got a beeper, dog? Oh yeah. If someone wants to get in touch with me, they could send me a beep.
Yeah.
And the beep and like you would have codes like 143 was I love you. Like 187 was like I'm gonna kill you. But that was I remember like in 10th grade, people are getting beepers. What?
You sure you a millennial? No, I'm sorry.
Oldest millennial. Remember beep? We know what you're talking about for old people out there.
Right on the cusp.
Yes. Correct. Technically, the Zennials, what they call it, Gen X and millennials were the cusp 1980.
I would go back to that for a little while though. Like, the iPhone sometimes, man, I'm grateful for it and the opportunities that it has, but man, sometimes I just want to throw this thing away and just like take a break for a long time.
Everything's got positives and negatives. Everything.
I mean, just too many people have an opinion now.
Yeah.
And it's like not backed.
Well, back in the day, you didn't know what your friend from 9th grade's philosophy on politics were because there was no outlet for them. There was no Facebook, there was no YouTube, there was no social media, no Instagram. It's like, yeah, cool, like see you on the block, maybe, I don't know. But now you know what like Aunt Brenda's philosophy is because she's tweeting and Instagramming all day.
Not even just your aunt, random people on the internet that you've never met before, and that even skews your perspective if you let it.
So if you like that clip, click right here to watch another, or if you want to watch the entire Saucecast, click right here.